Welcome to our podcast episode, Knowing What to Say to Someone Who is Dying. In today's episode, we will explore an often overwhelming challenge, knowing what to say to someone who is dying. I'm your host, Sonia Koenig. I know we were scheduled to interview Pastor Emma Jane on training church leaders to help them give holistic support to those seeking end-of-life care. Well, unforeseen circumstances have prevented us from being able to meet with her today. Prayerfully, we can meet with her next week. So, for our podcast today, words carry weight, but sometimes silence and presence speak a lot louder. We'll share approaches that bring comfort, foster connection, and provide reassurance during this delicate time. So let's start with presence. No words. Simply being there is more powerful than any words. Many people fear saying the wrong thing, but often the most meaningful support comes from silent presence. Sitting quietly, holding a hand, or simply being near. It shows that the person is not alone. The presence to communicate, it carries stability and comfort even without words. Let's look at ways we can offer presence. Well, you can sit beside them and match their energy. If they're quiet, be quiet. If they talk, listen. Offer a gentle touch if appropriate, such as holding a hand or a light touch on the shoulder. Pay attention to their nonverbal cues. They may need reassurance more than conversation. So here's an example. A hospice nurse shared a story about a patient who found that most peace when his daughter simply sat with him knitting. The rhythmic motion of the needles and the shared quietness, it brought him a sense of normalcy and comfort. So let's look at affirm their legacy. Acknowledge their impact on others and their faith journey. One of the greatest fears of those facing death is being forgotten. Reminding them of their legacy, how they have touched lives, contributed to their community, or inspired others can bring them comfort and affirmation. So how are ways to affirm their legacy? You can share specific memories. I will always remember the way you taught Sunday school or how your lessons touched so many of us. Highlight their impact. You have been a rock for your family, and your wisdom will continue to guide them. Acknowledge their faith journey. Your faith has been an inspiration, and your trust in God has strengthened others around you. So here's an example. Now, a church leader once told a dying congregant, your kindness has shaped this church. People still talk about how you welcomed them with warmth and made them feel at home. The patient smiled. He was comforted to know that his presence mattered. Ask open-ended questions. Questions like, what do you need right now? Invite them to express themselves. Instead of assuming what they need, giving them space to express their thoughts and feelings, it helps them feel heard, and valued. Open-ended questions create opportunities for them to share memories, express fears, or discuss their hopes. Helpful open-ended questions are, what's on your mind today? Are there any stories or memories you'd like to share? What brings you comfort right now? How can I support you at this moment? Now here's an example of what that would look like. A chaplain once asked a terminally ill woman, what brings you peace right now? She responded, hearing my son's voice. That small insight helped her loved ones prioritize daily phone calls, bringing her deep comfort in her final days. So, in conclusion, supporting someone at the end of life, it doesn't require perfect words, just presence, affirmation, and an openness to listen. Being there, acknowledging their impact, and inviting them to share can provide profound peace. I want to thank you for tuning in to Caring Beyond the Pew. If you found this episode helpful, share it with your community, your team, and let's continue building ministries that reflect Christ's love. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give is simply showing up. Your words can bring peace and hope when spoken with sincerity. Until next time, take care and remember, your ministry matters, especially in life's most challenging seasons.